We just had a Learjet crash at Statesville Airport. It's going to be at the end of the runway. If you could give me a full dispatch, unknown how many souls are on board. Fire is spread from the golf course until the end of the runway.
Plane just crashed at Lakewood.
Copy, plane crash on the ground, spreading toward golf course and the end of the runway. Respond. Aircraft emergency, 238 Airport Road, 238 Airport Road, cross streets at East Aviation Drive. Same will be Statesville Regional Airport. Aircraft is down. Unknown subjects, runway 28.
I'm going to assume all souls lost. It's completely on fire.
Breaking first tonight at 6, a heartbreaking scene from Statesville as NASCAR driver Greg Biffle and his family were killed in this morning's fiery plane crash at the Statesville Regional Airport. 7 people in all were killed. The families of each of the victims are releasing a statement about the tragedy. It names both Greg Biffle and his wife Christina, their son Ryder, and Greg's daughter Emma as victims of the crash. The statement would go on to say that Dennis Dutton and his son Jack, as well as Craig Wadsworth, the NASCAR motorhome driver, were all on board. That statement says the families are devastated by the loss and they are focused on honoring the lives lost and supporting each other. I want to get right out to our Queen City News crews that have been at the scene all day, gathering some details about this crash. Reporter Jody Barr joins us now live with some more details here on what happened. Jody, the racing world just reeling right now in this tragedy just 1 week before Christmas.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Brian. You know, and speaking of details, we still don't have much more than we've had all day here. We do know a little bit more about what happened. We know that Greg Biffle, his family and friends, the pilot, they were headed down to Sarasota, Florida. And they left here at this airport just after 10 o'clock this morning. The airport tells us so. The first indication of trouble was radioed in here about 10:15. And we have flight data that shows what happened after that. The plane took off here just after 10 o'clock this morning, the airport tells us, and then around 10:15 that plane makes an abrupt U-turn after flying parallel to I-40 here, headed west of Statesville. The plane makes that U-turn and they come back toward the Statesville airport. And then around 10:20, Greg Biffle's jet then crashes through a row of trees here at a golf course just off of the runway. It skidded across a road here, the old airport road. The jet then crashed through the airport fence and barely made it onto the end of the runway. The video from the scene that we saw from people who were here when that crash happened shows that jet in nothing but a fireball sitting on the end of the runway here with black smoke pouring into the air. Our own Jen Cardone was able to track down video of the real-time crash landing here earlier today.
Neighbors here near the Statesville Regional Airport say they're used to hearing planes land all the time, but nothing like what happened on Thursday.
This is doorbell video from the moment a plane crashed while landing at Statesville Regional Airport Thursday morning.
My blinds was closed, but it was a little bit open, so I kind of seen like some red flares. And a little bit after that, I just heard like a big ruckus that shook the house.
Brevin Renwick was in this home when the plane crashed. He says he's used to loud noises from trucks and planes.
Speechless, honestly, because just being this close proximity, you never really prepare yourself for something like this to be a part of or experience.
At the airport, more images of the aftermath.
Went across and the whole end of the runway was on fire.
Scott Fain was working on electricity at the new terminal and took these photos.
I was thinking about the people on board. I couldn't see the actual plane. There was so much fire and smoke.
He says it was foggy and rainy when the plane hit.
Now, there's planes that come in here all day long, all the time, but never expected that.
Everyone saddened to know the impact this will have on the NASCAR community.
That's pretty heart-wrenching to kind of hear that it was one of them.
The NTSB is set to be part of this investigation and is planning to hold an updated news conference at some point on Friday. Reporting in Statesville, I'm Jen Cardone.
I want to go back out now live to Statesville with Jody Barr at the airport. Jody, accidents are no stranger here for NASCAR, of course, but you have some details on some past deadly aviation incidents involving NASCAR drivers.
Now, you know, Brian, they are rare, but they do happen. And we have to go back. This is still in the modern era of NASCAR, but we're talking somewhat 32 years ago was the last time an active NASCAR driver lost his life in an aviation crash. And we go back to April 1st, 1993. Then defending Winston Cup champion Alan Kulwicki lost his life when his sponsor's jet, Hooters Restaurants, that jet crashed into the mountains outside of the Bristol Motor Speedway. Alan Kulwicki had just won the Winston Cup championship just 4 months earlier when that plane crashed, killing him and 3 others on board. Alan Kulwicki was a 5-time winner in the Cup Series, and he was dead at just 38 years old. 3 months later, in July of 1993, Davey Allison lost his life in a helicopter crash at the Talladega Superspeedway. Davey Allison was piloting a helicopter that he owned, and he had a fellow NASCAR legend, Red Farmer, in that helicopter when that helicopter crashed in the infield at Talladega Superspeedway. Davey Allison, a 19-time winner in the Winston Cup Series and a rising star, he lost his life at just 32 years old. Now, just over my shoulder here is the wreckage of the Biffle jet. The North Carolina Highway Patrol is sitting watch over this crash scene tonight. They are waiting here to secure it for the NTSB to show up here. They are expected to be here in the morning. They will begin the investigation that will hopefully soon, one day soon, it may take months, it may take more than a year, but we could find out exactly what happened that took 7 lives here in Statesville this morning. Brian.
Heartbreaking. We'll hopefully get a preliminary report from the NTSB as they try to recover those black boxes out there. Jody, thanks.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.